Okay, are you ready to go on a Remo Drive?
Where are we going? Where are we driving?
To the natural everyday degradation.
Degradation.
I can read
I don't think you can.
words.
Do you need me to help you, like, read? Do you need me to teach you how to read, Vincent?
No, I don't need to read. I just need to hear. Because I review music.
Yeah, but
I need to hear and I need to talk. I do not need to read.
you need to be able to read the titles of things.
No. The title should be said in the songs and I should be able to hear them so I can speak them out.
Oh my god.
My eyes are meaningless in this process.
Your eyes are meaningless.
I'm going to do this review blindfolded. Time to get a review of Remo Drive's Natural Everyday Degradation.
Degradation. I just don't think you can speak. I think that's the real problem.
Just let me be, Jonathan, and get closer to mic so people can hear you better.
I think they can hear me just fine.
Remo Drive is a Bloomington, Minnesota emo duo. Used to be at one point, I think, a trio for the last album, Greatest Hits, but currently consisting of Eric Paulson, who's a vocal who does lead vocals and guitar, and Stephen Paulson, who does bass. Their 2017. You're gonna make more noise?
I was trying to get closer
to
the mic, like you said.
Their 2017 album,
Jackass.
Their 2017 debut album, Greatest Hits.
I just love the audacity of naming your debut album Greatest Hits.
It reminds me of the Pokemon movie. That's called the Pokemon movie. The first movie.
Yeah, it's just like, we're gonna make more of these.
Yeah, and the same thing with Doug too. I think Doug had a movie.
Yeah.
And it was called the first movie, and then it never got another one.
It was bad. So bad.
Yeah, their debut Greatest Hits was fantastic emo. It was filled with character, self-deprecation, but it was really smart, and I think it showcased a lot of emotion and character and passion, and it wasn't too much. It felt like it was deserved, the character. It was emo, but it was like that well-earned emo position where it's not like throwing too far over the curve.
Yeah.
It's not too much. We're not just getting lines that are completely meaningless, like the 21 Pilots track where I have to feel like I have to fucking read a poem or something like that and just go through these haikus of just bullshit. But tracks like You're Killing Me, Art School, Crash Test Rating, and I'm My Own Doctor, just fantastic. Ton of passion put through that project, and I was really excited to see where they go next now that they're a duo, and just see what this whole entire project. I didn't listen to any of the singles. I just wanted to be surprised. It seemed like a very low-key release for them after they debut, and for the most part, I don't think it hits as hard as some of the singles did on their debut, but I think it's a way more consistent journey of the entire 38 minutes. I think the biggest thing I can knock it is some of these tracks I feel like are a little bit too much same, or they fill too much of the same song structure.
Yeah.
Chorus, hook, or no, not chorus. Verse, hook, guitar solo. I feel like it just hits that a little bit too much on the hay, but I feel like...
And a lot of the songs, some of them just start sounding the same.
Yeah, at least with the production. I think the thing that makes it the most interesting, it's the most noticeable, is the vocals and the lyricism, because the thematic... Yeah. The theme of this is a lot about aging, not only about, you aging and time going by, but mostly love and relationships and how that almost has a shelf life of sorts going over, of course, its entire album. I found it to be really actually surprising that I felt this had a lot of different layers that their last album really didn't have. While I really like the self-deprecation on the last one and how the character of it kind of came off, I feel like this is way more fuller in experience going through these entire different narratives.
It seems, I guess, more mature.
Yeah, which is nice to hear after their debut, because I didn't think they really needed to mature as much as more of I just kind of some fine-tuning. Yeah. I think on this we get really narrative fine-tuning, which turns out to be more interesting material as an entire project instead of just moments. Moments like The Devil, where he's talking about how almost the devil and his angel on the shoulder are on his back and kind of corrupting him in a way, how they're kind of, you need the kind of balance of both bad and good in your life and how it's important. Moments like Shaking, which interpolates the AC/DC song. What is it called? You Shook Me All Night Long?
Yeah, You Shook Me All Night Long. That was probably one of my least favorite moments.
Really, you just didn't like how it interpolates it?
It's just because that's such a classic AC/DC track, and it's just such a a banner, I guess. Like it's full of energy.
Banner?
Banner.
Banker?
I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Joe Boehner. Who's
Yeah.
the guy that was
Joe Boner.
Joe Boehner.
Joe Boner. Joe Boner. Anywho, for a original like song that's like so like upbeat and energized to be as like low key and like kind of just dead. It just kind of.
I think that's kind of the point of the atmosphere, is that kind of is just this hookup.
Like I'm sure it's like the point, but at the same time, it's just it doesn't sound that great.
Moving on to moments like Dog, where he feels like almost his like mental health is like a dog and he has to go out in the woods and kill it. And how it's infecting his relationship. Same thing with Separate Beds. You see this kind of like falling apart relationship, and now they're sleeping in different beds. And how he still has hope and optimism that it will get better, and they still love each other, but it's just they're going through a rough patch. Erza and Maria showcasing this very fallen apart relationship that definitely has a set shelf life. Halos kind of continues on that concept. Around the Sun's a very pretty and beautiful moment about how in the days are going by and everything seems so meaningless to him. He doesn't know what day it is. Everything's just kind of blurring into one as we kind of travel around the sun. On the chorus, on the hook, it has this very nice like almost it gets into a very like wet space, almost the sorts. It feels very like empty, hollow, and has that nice feeling of we're almost kind of lost in space, which is really cool. Pushing that mindset of we're just slowly rotating around the sun and space, and everything's meaningless, life is pointless, which I think really fits the themes of kind of just being lost and just feeling you're constantly aging, constantly degrading.
Yeah.
I just like the themes that are constantly being like hit around this point. I think a lot of the guitar solos on this actually really work for me. I think they're very energetic and they come at the most important time, but I feel like there's just kind of, they feel too strategic, or not too strategic, but too basic at their placement.
It's the generic place it like.
Yeah, it's just at the end. They're
at
always
the end of like the second chorus.
Yeah, it's just like I wish it was just like start off with guitar solo, like mix it up a little bit, because I feel like the biggest problem is this is just it's too formulaic.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing.
It's very formulaic, and then my issue is sometimes like the vocalist, sometimes it feels a little pitchy, and as well as it feels like almost a forced sound sometimes. Like he's trying to force the high pitch, and he's trying to force the like emo alternative like high pitched vocals.
I'm gonna play like devil's advocate a little bit and saying that's kind of what emo is kind of about with a lot of vocalists.
Yeah, but like
because some are more natural than others.
Yeah, but
still
like,
trying
there's
to
times where he sounds more natural and it sounds better than there's times where it seems like he's trying to force it to be even higher than where he normally's at. It's like his natural like pitch is like kind of like almost a John Darnielle level.
John Darnell
Or Darnell, whatever. Don't
Yeah.
care. The last album was bad. You're not allowed to have your name pronounced correctly anymore until you make a better album.
That's pretty harsh.
Yep. But yeah, like
It's very like song speaky.
Yeah, and like it's nice and it sounds good when he sounds natural, but when he sounds like he's trying to force it to be even higher, which it's already plenty high enough. It seems odd.
No, you can always go higher. Take me to higher love, Jonathan. Oh. But I think it actually adds to the emotion. I think while at times it seems a little bit too pitchy, I think it actually adds to the fragileness of the entire record.
Sometimes it does, but then there's other times where it doesn't. It's hit or miss.
I guess I never miss, huh?
I hate that I can't just walk out anymore for the bit and you can't just cut back.
No, I'm not.
I hate that.
Yeah, keeping in mind that our scores are futile and meaningless. Right now I'm feeling like a light 8 on this. I enjoy 8-. I enjoy it.
7.5.
7.5. I really think this is one of the quintessential emo albums of the year.
There's not been a lot, so like...
Yeah, Pedro the Lion, Pup. This.
Pup. I'd put Pup above this one.
It is, yeah. But I like this.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for Remo Drive, and I think they continue to showcase me a reason why I should have a soft spot for them, because they have interesting lyricism, interesting performances. I just feel like on this they're a little bit too formulaic, and that's about it.
Yeah.